Hello everyone, in this lab we will continue our journey. As a quick recap, in the previous lab we dissected a PowerShell script and discovered it was dropping a Chrome extension. So now our task will be to find out what does this extension do. Here is the file, the folder, here are the files. Let's begin inspecting the manifest.json. Okay, we have a Chrome extension named as zoom. We have a description, and the important part is here at the background. This is the service worker, so it's like the first script to be executed. So let's go inspect it. So we have a single line, a very long line. We can notice some function definition, arithmetic operations, but this is not easy to read. So let's try to fix this. We have to open our web browser and open our developer tools. For that we hit Control, Shift and I. We go to this tab, Sources, Workspace, Add Folder, and we navigate to the folder of our scripts. So we are already here. Select folder, we allow, and there it is. Now the script is beautified. Before doing any modifications, let's make a copy of the original files. And okay, now we can go back and copy this beautified version and replace it here. Save. Okay. Great, now looks better. We still have a lot of function definition, some weird looking variables, a lot of arithmetic operations, so it's quite hard to analyze this script. Something interesting is that at the very beginning of the script we have some import statements. We are importing another functions from another files, check calls and check notifications from source calls.js and source notifications.js respectively. We can also check where this function is being called using the find feature of our editor. We hit Ctrl F and find next occurrence, and here it is. Okay, and actually here we have check notifications too. So this must be, oh, and here we notice it's accessing the name field of this variable. It's comparing against something and then check notification. Okay, so there's a lot of things that we could do to make this script more readable, but sometimes we have to also think what we do really need to deobfuscate and what we don't. At this moment I believe we do not need to make any other modifications. We can continue just knowing that the background calls check notifications and calls check calls. Okay, so now let's open calls. So we go to source calls.js and same story. So let's go back to our browser go to source, calls, and copy this beautified version. Replace it, and that's it. Great. Okay, this is much smaller, but yeah, here we can identify a simple string concatenation, ID frames, something like that. It's also importing another functions, send frames, show help, and check calendar. Oh, and here is actually the definition of check calls. It's defining some functions, and here we can spot the first interesting call, which is fetch. Fetch is a function used in JavaScript to make HTTP calls. So here the script is trying to retrieve content from another place, possibly the command and control server. So let's take a closer look and see what are the parameters. By the way, the first parameter is the URL. So here we have a variable, then a function, a letter A, and some other functions. Oh, actually same function. And that's it. Okay. So let's begin with the variable here. Let's try to look another occurrence with Control F. We go to find next, and here is the definition. We can notice it starts with HTTP, probably because this is the very beginning of the URL. So it's concatenating it with the result of this function. It's actually defined just above. And the parameters are 1, 42, 1, PD, and 1. Okay, and another calls. Let's take a look at this function. It has 5 parameters. It's defining a string variable, empty at the very beginning. It's in a loop, in a for loop, and adding some elements to it and returning. Okay, so this function is reconstructing the string using the parameters. We can now check how it's actually being constructed. It's using the for parameter and the method slice, which takes a substring. We just have to provide the beginning of the substring, the beginning index, and the ending index. So it's taking from index I, and it's adding the first parameter. So in this case, it would take for every I, it would increment by 1, so it's taking 1 character. Okay, but now the variable I, it's being defined as hex 60 and making a subtraction with 109. We can open our calculator. Go to programmer mode, and we can write hex as 6D, and it's actually 109. So this is actually a 0, and it's using the 5th parameter to know when to stop. So this is some sort of length. So let's rename it to len. And this could be step size. Step size. And this should be result. Oops, sorry. We use the replace feature, replacing that string with result. We replace the tree accurateness, and that's it. And well, it's taking this string and taking substrings of size 1. So for this particular call, the result must be the first character of the string p. That's when I is equal to 0. We take the p, we increase by step size, which is the third parameter. That's a 1. So now I equals 1. And when we check against our length, we notice we're actually the same value. So we stop it there and return it. So this call should be simply the letter P. That makes sense because, well, this looks like the beginning of the URL, so it must be HTTP and something else. As you may notice, this process could take us too many days possibly. So let's try to speed it up. We can use again our browser to dynamically execute these functions. We already analyzed this function and we know it does not do anything harmful, so we can simply copy it, go to the browser, go to console, paste it. Oh, actually we are not allowed to paste it, so we must write allow pasting. Okay, so now we paste it, and okay, the function is now defined in this console. We go back to our script, and now we can take this particular call that takes everything. Okay, so we copy it, we paste it here, and this is just for the letter S. Okay, and even further, we can actually execute the whole line. So we can take from here, moving all the way to the right until the assignment ends. It's a very long line. We can hit Shift and that's it. We copy all the line, we execute it, and there it is. Now we have the deobfuscated version of the string. Now we can simply copy it and paste it here, and that's it. Now it's very clear. So now we can rename this variable to URL, and great. Okay, so now we know this is the first part of the URL, and it's concatenating it with another path possibly. So let's take the same idea. We analyze this function. We notice it's actually the same function, just with another names and another definition for I. But what it is important is that this function is not harmful. So we can simply copy it, paste it, and again copy the whole expression. Until here. We go back to the browser and paste it. And there it is, API products. We copy it, paste it, and now it's more clear what is going on. Now we just made an important discovery. We just found a URL, a complete URL where this malware is connecting. This can be used to block this website, some sort of mitigation. So okay, so now we know it's retrieving content from that URL, API products, and it's storing the result here. Okay, now it's using that again here, but this is also obfuscated, so let's simply repeat the process. Copy the function, paste it, and decode the whole statement. Great. So, okay, it's interpreting the response as a JSON object and using a switch. This is clearly a product ID. This is not obfuscated at all. Just can confirm product ID. That's it. Okay, now it's checking if that product ID is equal to this variable we call send frames. If the product ID is equal to this variable, it's now so clear. Oh, it's calling show help, but has some obfuscated string. And if the variable is equal to this, we know the extension is going to call check calendar. Okay, so these are the three functions that code.js is going to call. It's like retrieving from the command and control server. Now what action do I need to do? Okay, so let's begin with send frames. Right now we will not pay so much attention to this variable. Let's go directly to send frames. Again, this is the ugly version. So we go to frames, we copy and paste. Great. Oh, here we can notice another fetch. And yeah, that's basically it. Send frames. Okay, let's try to see if there's another fetch right here. Okay, it's the only one. I believe we should begin with this. Again, we have a variable, probably the very beginning of the URL. By the way, this function is different. The other one uses slice. This uses A to B, which is a function predefined in JavaScript to decode base 64 strings. Now it's defining an array and doing push of some of the parameters, taking the character and doing an XOR, and again making some operations inside the array and adding another variable, and at the end it calls a string from charcode and the array. So again, this is not a harmful function. We can safely copy it and paste it in the console. We go back and we simply copy the whole statement, and that's it. Okay, so it's the same URL base. Okay, so fetch. Now we want to know the path of the endpoint. We copy this function, again the slice version, and simply deobfuscate only this part. Oops, that's actually all of it. We copy and paste it. Missing after argument list. Oh, so it's actually, we actually needed that parenthesis. Okay, so it's API feedback. Great. Okay, so now we have our second full URL endpoint. Now this time with the path API feedback. It's doing a probably post request. We can confirm it very quickly. And copy all of this. Okay, so yeah, it's a T. So this altogether is post. Okay. It's defining some headers, and now in the body, what is sending to the server? Okay, so we have JSON, this other function. Again, let's deobfuscate it. And it's all the way, sorry, it's all the way until here. So it's JSON stringify, okay, standard function to encode as a JSON string an object. This is our object, and now let's see what is going to be stored here. Okay, so here defines the object. Here's the first field being defined. Let's deobfuscate it real quick. Okay, so it's a field type. Great. And it's using a variable. Okay, so it's defining a variable. A static variable, by the way. Okay. And deobfuscate all the statement. Okay, frames. So now we know it's placing some sort of tag to the payload, specifying these are the frames. Not really sure what are those frames, but we will figure it out shortly.